All right, we are live. We're live on my personal page, my Facebook business page, my group, Nothing But Nuggets, and most importantly, my YouTube channel. So
Awesome.
we let a few people get on. If you want to share the stream, that's cool. If
Yeah,
not,
and sure. All right, here we go. I blast that thing.
yeah, there we go. Give me one second. Let me get this thing going.
All right. Make sure you come to Facebook right now. I'm with my boy Antoine. We're gonna do a live right now on his podcast.
It's about to be bananas, man.
So go ahead and make sure you go in on Facebook Live. Go to his page or my page, either or. That way you can find the podcast, or in YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube too. Uh, Are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's roll, brother. Let's roll.
What's up, everybody? This is Antoine Campbell. Uh, I got a good special guest with me. The Nothing But Nuggets podcast. Is this your first time watching the podcast? If you're streaming from my YouTube channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on one of my Facebook pages, definitely go to Antoine Campbell, the REI Giver, like the page, and if you are familiar with me, give us a review. Today I got my guy Manny Cash,
Yes,
all the way
sir.
from San Antonio, Florida, on the podcast, and I met Manny in person. I believe in Houston at a host gathering. Him and
Awesome.
his
Yeah,
entire team. Him and his
yeah,
entire team. Hey man, these guys are crushing it. The way they run their business, I admire it. The way they create unity and the way they share the rock, the ball. You get what I'm saying? It's like a perfect NBA team or perfect NFL team, and I really look up to you guys. So,
yeah. Thank
without
you, bro.
further ado, welcome Manny to the show. Let everybody know who you are and where you're from and how you got started in real estate.
Awesome, man. Well, first of all, I do want to say thank you for bringing me on board. Right, it's really important that I follow your journey, right? Your Instagrams, your social media, and when we met, yes, when we met back in October in
Yeah.
wholesaling, it was just phenomenal what you just talk on the stage. And I don't know if you remember, I had to go talk to you and talk to your wife as well. Your wife, say hi to her. She's awesome. You guys helped me personally, and when it comes down to the V8, because we also have a V8 team,
Right.
and I ask a few questions and how I go about it. And you just it clicked so much that when we came back, we were like, okay, look, we gotta change the thing. We gotta change how we operate in our VA thing. So I appreciate that. Also, again, thank you for having me on the podcast. Yes, my name is it's Manny Chirinos, but I go by Manny Cash. I am from Venezuela, South America. If you don't know what that is, again, I like to say it is next to Colombia, at both Brazil. So that's where I'm from. Been in the U.S. already for 7 years. Came as as a young hustler as well. Young immigrant, 17 years old. I just told my dad, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the U.S. and I'm gonna go there and make it happen." So as my parents, and they were a little skeptical of me doing that jump because it was just by myself. I didn't have no family, no friends, didn't know the language at all, and I just took a plane from Venezuela to Chicago. Lived in Chicago for I would say 3 years, or 3 years, and then moved down here to South Texas, to San Antonio. Uh, Been here in San Antonio for already 4 years. Met my wife, got married. Shout out to my wife. And then I'm here, right? So it's been already almost 2 years and a half on the real estate journey. When I got into home buying, home selling solutions, Charles and Mike, shout out to my mentors. They were actually the ones that actually took me from day one to where I'm at right now, which is, I feel like it's in the level where I'm a position where I can help others and as well help myself in as a professional, as in my career, right? So that's just pretty much how I got started with HBHS. I learned about wholesaling, going on YouTube, right? Typing, how to make money on real estate, things like that. I actually saw a video from my boy Max Maxwell, and then after that, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. So I reached out to the guys here in San Antonio. Again, as I said, they took me from day one until now. The growth has been tremendous. Like from day one until now, in general, just the company, not only myself, the whole company. That what you saw in Houston, Antoine. That's how we rock. That's how we roll. That's just like it looks like the dream team, and that's our core values, right? In our
Right.
company, we want everybody to see that we are an army. We are a team that wherever we go, we're all together. We fight together. We're going through the valleys together, and we're gonna make it together. So that's awesome that you saw that of our team in Houston just for 2 days. You saw how our core values stand. So
And what amazes me was when I seen you guys, I didn't know who was the leader of the team, right? There was no egos involved. Like
yeah,
everybody was eager to learn. And to
yeah,
me, man, that's very like humbling, like to see that the guys at the top is just as down to earth to the guys that just came in.
yeah,
And I like that philosophy of leadership. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
let's talk about what is your current role right now with the
Sure.
company, and how do you bring value to the table to impact the company?
Awesome. Let's just rock and roll. By the way, I do have some nothing but nuggets that I want to talk about
Yeah,
uh,
let's go.
along the way, right? So yeah, so my role right now it's a head of acquisition, right? I am the what you call the closer, right? The main guy that hey, look, I got this deal. Get on the phone, make an offer, or set an appointment. I'm that person, right? We do have in our acquisition team about 10 to 12 people right now on the staff, right, on our office that are just making calls, call calling. Now, whenever we get a hot or warm lead, that lead gets transferred to me, right? And I do
Mhm.
what I do, which is now I'm more of the closing part, right? I'm not calling as much as I used to in the beginning, but now I'm more onto like let's close the deal, let's make the deal happen, right?
Right.
And of course, I run also the VA team, in the Philippines. So we do have a six to eight VA teams right now that do different work, but mainly they do it as a call calling. So what I do is, make sure they do the script, make sure they're doing the calls, make sure their hours are correct, make sure you know how that works, right? Make sure they ask the right question, training, things like that. So that's my role right now in the company, the home buying, home selling solutions.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And so let's go into details about the acquisition side of things. Like let's go ahead straight into the nuggets. I know we got limited time, and I know you got some notes, and I really want to dive deep into some crazy nuggets. Maybe some
sure.
acquisition tips, or how do you uh position your VAs to warm you up so you can go in and straight close the sellers.
All right, let's get into it. But first of all, there's my people right here telling me that they can't see the podcast. I don't know why. Um, let me make
Interesting.
sure. Hold on, bro. I don't know why they're telling me they can't see
Hold on, let me check something. Tell them to go watch it on YouTube.
it. Go watch it on YouTube. Shit, whether a private group is private page. Go to Antoine's page.
Yeah, if they just go straight onto my page, they can be able to watch it. For some reason, certain groups, if you try to share it, people might delete it.
Yeah, let
But
me. Can I
it's just
copy the
it is
link
what it is. That's why now, like most of my content, I'm just pushing towards YouTube.
to
You know
YouTube?
what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just better. Because the newer people are able to see the content as well. Most people start on real estate, they go straight to
YouTube,
YouTube.
right? Okay, cool. So let's get into it, brother.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna talk about acquisition, right? We're gonna talk about call calling. We're gonna talk about closing deals. But before we get into that, Antoine, I do want to talk about something that, for me, right, my
Hmm.
personal opinion, my career, the way I do business, the way I close deals, and the way I have my mindset around it's sales.
Right.
Um, it's brother. It's you have to. We all have to learn how to sell. Just for me, that's step one in any business, whether you're gonna do roofing, whether you're gonna do foundation, you still have to have somebody that's gonna close the deal for you, that's gonna
Right.
the leads for you, right? So um, when I want to talk about first again, it's sales and it's understanding the sales psychology when it comes down to wholesaling houses, because a lot of people when we get into this business, even when I got into the business, I was like, well, I'm gonna do real estate, I'm gonna start wholesaling properties, but really we're not selling anything, Antoine. we're not selling a physical product, but we're selling a service, right? So
Right.
how can we, right, wholesalers, when we get in front of the homeowner, when we get on the phone with the homeowners, how can we have the mindset to have the homeowner believe us that we have 500,000, 200,000, 50,000, whatever the amount might be, that you're gonna buy their properties for cash, as is, close quickly. If you don't really believe and have the mindset that you can do that, you see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I want to do wholesaling, and I'm going to pull 1,000 leads, highly motivated, probates, and everything." Yeah, I can give you warm leads right now, but if you don't know how to close and how to talk to them, then my friend, I'll tell you, it's just wasteless. You're wasting your time. So
I think that's what a lot of investors struggle with. They got the VA down pat, they're getting the leads, but they don't have any clue of closing a seller.
yes.
So continue, brother.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So the first thing is, guys, for those that are watching, it's understanding that we're not selling a physical product, but we're selling a service, right? And when I say we're selling a service, is who is really selling who, right? We're selling ourselves. When I call homeowners, I'm selling that, hey, look, Mr. Seller, I have the money to buy your property cash. I can offer you, $20,000 as and buy the property as is. I bring value to my company. I have an office here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm located at so and so. So the first thing is, guys, understanding that we're not selling a physical product, but we're selling a service. And when you're selling a service, you have to be a server. You have to put yourself in how you can really help the homeowner. I get it. When we get into this business, what we're seeing is money. We're seeing is that, thousand of dollars. But really, when you get down and like, how can I help this homeowner that's about to face foreclosure? And like literally right now, I have a deal is facing foreclosure for May. So I now have to be like, how can I help this lady so it doesn't face foreclosure? So that's, for me, that's one of the big mindset that we have to take as a consideration when we're trying to do this business. Not just about the money. Yes, the money is great, having 40, 50, $30,000 checks, but it's how are you going to get that money by serving others? So it's shifting that mindset of a salesman. So that's just one thing. Second thing I want to talk about, it's the mindset of a salesman, right? Mindset of a salesman, in my opinion, according to the books that I've read, right? Like The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, right? Grant Cardone, we were big on 10X. So mindset, guys, we cannot never, ever give up. Never give up. Antoine, it took me 8 months, brother, 8 months to get my first taste.
Right.
8 months. We're talking about like a lot of weeks in there in between without getting paid. Keep in mind, I'm married. I kind of have a family, right? And you're the man of the house, and your wife's looking at you like, well, you're not bringing money to the table. What are you doing? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So guys, I literally had to tell my wife, look, just believe in me. I believe this is going to happen. Just be patient. Be patient. And my brother, I can tell you that it was well worth it. First deal, beautiful, about $30,000, just first deal. So what I tell people is, was it worth it waiting 8 months for 30K? I think it was. I think it was, So having mindset, guys, never give up. I mean, if somebody tells you no right now, that doesn't mean it's not for now. That can be maybe a yes in the future. So never give up, guys. I've seen guys that it takes about a week to pop a deal. For me, again, as I said, it's 8 months. So that's the first thing, guys. Never give up. Believe in what you're doing, and then be okay with rejections. Antoine, I see a lot of things. A lot of new wholesalers that are trying to get into this business is that it's beautiful what we see in social media, but nobody really talks about their rejections, right? That when we get on
Right.
on the phone, bro, like I'm pretty sure you've heard so many times, "Fuck you," don't talk to me.
Oh man, all the
You know what
time.
I'm saying? Like, all the time.
All the time, brother. Like,
Get a real job. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
guys, we have to deal with that. That's part of the process. That's part of what we do. If you want to do wholesaling, real estate, this is going to happen every day, dude.
And I always tell people, the more no's you get, that's a good thing, because that's you getting closer to that yes that you need.
Yes, and I'm glad you're bringing that up, because that's my second bullet right here, Antoine. I have I don't want to take credit for it. I read it in a book. The book it's with Brian Tracy. He's one of the OG on sales.
Oh yeah. Brian Tracy.
Yeah, Brian Tracy, right? So I read in one of his books, dude, that he was into sell, cold calling, door knocking, right? And he noticed that everybody when they go for cold calling or door knocking, we're always looking for the yes, right? Because we're excited. We're always looking for the yes. And he said, wait a minute, what if I can reverse engineer the system? Instead of us looking for the yes, why don't we look for the no's? Dude, when I read that, I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused a little bit. I need to know more about this. So what he was saying is, look, man, if your goal is to make, let's say, 100 calls, make your goal to be 100 no's. And I'm like, wow, that just shifted my mindset big time, Antoine, because when I was calling like every day, right? And that's the same thing I tell the guys that are calling around, even the VAs. Your goal for the day is 100 no's. You guys need to be taking notes down, because this is a nugget.
Hey, that right there, that's fire right there, man.
That's a nugget right here, y'all. I hope you
Yeah.
guys are taking notes, because your goal whenever you get on the phone is to get 100 no's. And I'm gonna explain myself why. Okay, multiple things, and it's psychological. Okay, so one, because whenever we go for the yes and we get a no, by nature, by human beings that we are, we're gonna get discouraged. We're gonna be like, I get a no. Oh, I get a no. Now switch it around, flip it around, and go for the no's. Be excited when you get a no. So what I used to do was in the notes, I used to put 100, and then I got a no. Okay, I got 99 more to go. Oh, somebody told me no. I got 98 more to go. You know why, Antoine? Because when I'm like around 40 on my 40 call, I would get a yes.
Right.
I would get a yes, buddy. That's as simple. So when I'll get a yes, I'll get super pumped up. I'll get super excited. But guess what? My goal is to get 100 no's. I won't leave the phones until I get 100 no's. See what I'm saying? So then I'm calling, and then I gotta say 99 more calls. I mean 90 more calls, and then at the 99 calls, somebody tells me, man, I want to sell. Make me an offer. Guess what, guys? I already achieved my goal of 100 no's, and I got two leads. Let's just say 2 leads, hot or warm leads, that I potentially can be a deal. So I go home, I'm happy. Boom, my goal was to get 100 no, but guess what? More excited is that I got 2 or 3 hot, warm leads. Now my mindset shift. Now when I go calling, I'm excited. I'm not going defeated, because, bro, come on, we know this. Calling sometimes it can get defeated. It can get tedious, right? We all know this. Not a secret. It's not a secret. Even VAs, you know this. You have to keep training them. You have to keep motivating them, because it's serious. But how can you change that mindset when you get on the phone and instead of you being, I'm gonna call again, fuck. But hey, let's go. 100 more no, baby. Let's go. 50 more no. You know why? Because now you're gonna get a yes along the road. It's that simple, bro. So that's a huge. Be okay with the rejection. Be okay with the no's, and count your no's. Don't count your yes. Yes are gonna come, regardless. So that's that one for. I hope you guys took notes on that one. So I got here always another one, which is always be closing, right? ABC. I've seen so many guys, right? Not only in our office, outside our office, that they have a deal, they have a lead, and I'm like, why don't you close it? Oh, because I don't know, I'm scared I'm gonna blow it up. Just close it, goddamn it, just close it.
Yeah, just get on the phone and do what you gotta do.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't be afraid to tell the homeowner, look, I'm gonna give you 50K right now. Take it or leave it. Straight up, bro. Look, before I did real estate, bro, I wasn't to sell. I used to be one of those annoying guys on the mall that stop people and trying to sell you shit. I was one of them, so I had no fear at all. You see what I'm saying? So I was one of them aggressive dude that said, hey, look, come on, man. Let me show you something. I'll literally put the money out of your wallet so you can buy something from me. See? So when I got into real estate, okay, wait a minute. Hey, to seller, look, I can offer you 50K right now. Take it or leave it. I mean, the offer is going to be available only for 24 hours. Bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Bullshit. But at the end of the day, they're like, okay, well, let's do it. Guys, Don't be afraid of closing the deal.
Right, and I like that way of doing it, because you're getting straight to the point. You're not giving them no time to kind of shop your offer. You let them know, hey, we're business, we got money, but hey, I can't guarantee you this money gonna be available tomorrow because I need to buy a house today. And when you push that down their face, and some people disagree with that way of doing it, but I like that strategy too, because it kind of taps into what we call sense of urgency.
Yes.
Like people, I'm gonna give you an offer and give you a week to think about it. Next thing you know, they just sold the damn deal to somebody that's on a billboard, and you upset because they got better closes on their team.
Yeah. Literally, bro. Literally. My mentor Charles Hernandez, he's here, and he was watching. He's like, hey, tell Antoine this story and what I told him. So this is true story. when I was in the mall in Twan, I was selling those little devices that you put on your body and vibrates for like physical therapy.
Right.
And then Charles walked by, and keep in mind, I didn't know him at all. He walked by, and I go, hey, you want to try it out? And he goes like, no, I don't want to try it out. And I'm like, come on, bro, you know you need it. And then and then he turned around, and he looked at me like, what? And then he just kept walking away. But long story short is that after that happened, and I'm working with him, and I telling him what I used to do, he's like, oh, you were the one that told me that one day. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that was me.
Hey, the middle of the mall guys, man, they tough because kind of thinking about 12 years ago, somebody sold me a damn thing that you put on your head and it's supposed to massage your scalp. It's made out of copper.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck I paid $80 for that? But hey, man. Like Grant Cardone said, sell or sold or be sold.
Yeah, exactly. Sell or be sold, bro. Either you're selling or you're being sold. See, now that's the only point I want to cover in a minute, because there are some homeowners that they're slick and they're selling you.
Right.
They're selling that you buy their house and you're all excited, you're all pumped up, like, oh, I'm gonna get this house, I'm gonna get this deal. It's a juicy deal, I'm like 30,000. But what you don't know is that this dude's already talking to 4 dudes already. See what I'm saying? It's happened to me already, brother. So we're gonna get into that in a minute. So the next one I got, brother, here, it's in a sales mindset, it's follow-up, bro. Like, come on, if you know sales, you're never gonna, not never, but it's rarely happen when you make your deal happens on the first attempt, right? On the first call, on the first offer. You have to follow up. You have to follow up on your deals, bro. I'm still getting deals right now that I called back in October, September. We're talking about 6 months ago. And they're calling me right now, okay, look, let's do it. Why? Because consistently I follow up, either a text. All it requires is, hey, Mr. Antoine, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. I know Corona is going crazy. I just want to make sure you're fine. And by the way, if you're interested in selling, I'm here. This is my phone number. That's it. That's the follow-up. Right. They'll remember that, dude. They'll remember that. Okay, yeah, look, he told me that I'm, how I'm doing. He cares about me, and they'll call you, right? Because a lot of new wholesalers, they get discouraged. They told me no, and they just trash the lead, bro. You never know.
You're not supposed to do that, man. You're not supposed to do that. I tell people all the time, like, listen, this shit is, your follow up is great, but majority, hey man, correct me if I'm wrong. Majority of the deals you do, right? It's all about being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Can't preach that theory. It's just about showing up, calling every day, and Mr. Charles down the street they said, "Fuck you, get off my phone." You call him again. His wife done left him. His truck been done ran to the ground, and he's been sued by the DOT, the Department of Transportation, because he done hit somebody. Yeah. Now he's a motivator seller.
Exactly. So no, you're right.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
It's just crazy how things happen.
I agree 100%. Now, the only thing that I want to cover here as a salesman mindset, right? Whenever we get on the phones, guys, and this is one thing that I worked on in along my career, and shout out to Frank Tower. He helped me a lot with this, which is being agreeable, right? Always agree. Now I agree. I like to agree more with the customer, right? With the clients. Guys, if the homeowner tells you that, I always say, the homeowner says one day, look, I woke up and I saw the sun, it's blue. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you. I look, yeah, me too. I saw the sun is blue, but guess what? Tomorrow it might be yellow. So always be agreeable. Always be agreeable with the homeowners. Always be agreeable with your client. Never disagree, because when you start disagreeing with them, then tension is going to happen, and you're on one side, he's on another side. So always agree with your client, guys. Now another thing, Antoine, that I want to cover here. Before I know you guys want to hear about call calling and disposition. I mean,
do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
But I had to go through this, bro. I have to talk about this, because a lot of people are teaching call calling, and they're not saying this, dude. And so it's skills, right? It's skills when it comes down to getting on the phone, when it comes down to doing sales, right? For me, it's to be a great active listener, right? Be a listener, bro. That's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Just listen more than when you talk. Whenever you're doing any type of sales transaction, whether it's in person, whether it's on the phone, ask questions and then shut the fuck up. It's that simple. It's that simple. And let the homeowner, let the client talk, right? Listen, take notes, bullet points on what you can, piggyback with them and rebuttal according to what they're telling you. So that's a huge, huge nugget for you guys that want to do any type of sales. Listen more than when you talk. All right. So those are the skills that are going to require for you to do cold calling or real estate or sales. Now, another one, it's having a great communication skills. When I make by this, Antoine, it's, you know, using the right words, using the right verse, using the right sentence, using the right exclamation points, using the right question marks, using the right tonality, right? You have the great communication skills. And how I was able to get a little more of a, you know, improvement, because remember, English is my second language, and it was hard for me to like have a whole conversation in English. Now more when it comes down to real estate, I'm like, oh, okay. So the way I learned was by reading,
Hey,
reading.
that's your team just said, man. They said Manny Cash came here to the States as a kid / minor, no English, no money, no family, straight hustle. And that's
That's
why
right.
I wanted to bring you out of all the people in Texas I could have picked from. I chose you for a
Thank you,
divine
bro.
purpose, man. I
Thank
respect
you.
you. I love
Thank
the
you.
hustle. You come from nothing. You had no opportunity, and look at you. You crushing shit, man. I follow you on
Thank
IG, man. I'm following you, and just because I don't say much to everybody, that don't mean I'm not watching, right?
you, bro. I
But
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate the value that you and your team is bringing to the wholesaling community.
And
But
I
yeah,
do want to take time to say this, but at the day that you know that we talk and we plan this, I feel like wow, like it was really important that you at least had the time to look at what I'm doing. And when I
right.
shared it with the guys, like they were like, wow, that means a lot to us. That, you know, a person like you, you know, caliber like you, that is big in the industry, it's looking to our company and a person like me. So I respect that as well, brother. Thank you so much.
No problem,
Um,
bro.
so the other skill that requires, guys, is really simple. Know your product, know your service, right? Know your product and know your service, right? In real estate, again, as I'm saying, we're not selling a product, we're selling a service. So know what you're talking about when it comes down to real estate, right? What is a probate? What is an affidavit of ownership, right? What is a will, right? Tax delinquent, foreclosure, right? Know what you're getting into. Learn a little bit more of the real estate language, so you have a little knowledge when you get on the phone with the homeowner. So that's it, guys. If you learn those skill sets, I'm pretty sure that anybody that gets on the phone will do fine, will do okay, because the rest is just gonna come with practice. Cool.
Right.
Let's see what we got. Any questions that we get in, Antoine, or no?
Um,
Not for now.
sometimes my stream be tripping. Like I literally gotta go on my phone and check the questions. But I think we got one question. Manny Cash is fire. What was the toughest part of cold calling when you first started, Frank?
What was the toughest part of cold calling? Okay, the toughest part when I was cold calling it was the intro, bro. The intro. Me getting, you know, like really when somebody answers the phone, because you know sometimes the phone can get heavy, bro. The phone,
Yeah.
it used to get heavy, right? Not anymore, but it used to get heavy. And when somebody answers the phone, I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna say? Or what, you know, overthinking it too much. So the intro was big for me. Although shout out again to my mentor Charles, he taught me a script. I'm gonna tell you guys, for those that speak Spanish or have another language or whatever, have an accent like me, I'll tell you how, the script that I used to use, Antoine. And it was something like this. Charles one day tells me, hey, Manny, look, why don't we use a script? Because you could tell when somebody's on the phone when they got an accent, you know, and they hang up. That's what used to happen to me. I used to hang up a lot, right?
Right.
So then Charles tells me, Manny, change the script and tell them that you are an investor coming from Venezuela that looking to invest money in the U.S. Dude,
Oh man, shit. Hey,
that's a nugget right
hey,
there.
that's hey, we can
That's
end
a
the show
nugget
right
right
there. Hey, because we having issues with Philippine VAs and stuff like
there.
far as
Okay, there
like
you go.
the language barrier, right? And that's just what it is. But like something like that, I never in my life thought of nothing like that, man. Shout out to Papa Charles, man. He the real
Yeah,
OG.
Papa Charles. Yeah, I know. The
Yeah,
Godfather, bro. So yeah, he told me that, and he's like, I was like, oh shit, I never thought about that. So then I started applying it, dude. I started applying it every time I get on the phone. I'm like, hey, Mr. Seller, before you hang up, look, I'm just an investor coming from Venezuela, and I'm looking to invest money in the state, and I'm looking to buy your property, dude. The response rate went from like 0 to 7 real quick,
yeah,
real quick. So when I got over that, I started getting more confidence, and I'm like, no, I got this, bro. Like I was like, it was easy cake for me. Let's go. So then that was the toughest part of cold calling. It was the intro. Then when I got the intro down, and then I got like actually asking questions, you know, the rebuttals, how to build rapport is huge, huge in cold calling. For example, I did a live Antoine last about 2 weeks ago on a call calling a lead from somebody else, right? And this dude gave me a lead that is a subject to deal. So the lady has been called like for like 5 guys already that they want to offer subject to. She said no to all of them 5, but how was I able, Antoine, to get an appointment with her and get all the mortgage statement, the reinstatement, everything, all the paperwork that I needed? How was I able to get it? And the other 5 guys couldn't. And I feel because our conversation lasted about 30 minutes, and I swear to God that out of the 30 minutes, only 10 minutes we talk about the property. The only 20, it was just personal, just building that rapport, building that trust with the homeowner. See?
Right.
So I want to get into Antoine calling. Let me know if you got any questions down there or anything.
Yeah, we got one quick question. Let me put it up there. Can you use a one-page agreement in Texas, or do you need the TREC agreement?
That's a good question. I personally, in our company, we only use a TREC. So I don't know. We don't use a one-page agreement. We use a TREC contract. Yeah, I know in other states like I know Atlanta. We did a deal in Atlanta. We was one. We had a short one in Florida as well, in Virginia as well. But in Texas, you have to use a TREC. Yeah.
Cool.
And by the way, if you want to ask me any question, go ahead. Okay. So.
Go ahead, do your thing. I'm enjoying this, man. You know, cool. I like to do different things. I don't like my podcast is not a traditional podcast. I got a guy on here last week that was smoking reefer. Tomorrow I got another immigrant from Cuba coming on. He has nothing to do with real estate, but the point is to encourage people, to show people that you can do whatever you want to do.
You can. So, yes, sir. You can definitely. And like I always say, you know, we are in the greatest country. Do you like? Well, if people like it or not, we are. If you don't make it in the U.S., bro, like I don't know. I don't know.
I agree.
But whatever. Let's keep going. So I want to talk. Now we're going to get into call calling. Now that we talk about sales, now that we know the mindset that we have to have about sales, now we know the skills that we know that we have to have about sales, understanding what a sales is, right? The sales psychology, that it's always the buyer, it's always the seller. We just have to meet in agreement in the middle so we can make something happen. Now that we got that down, you guys can say, okay, let me do call calling, let me do real estate, let me sell cars. Because Antoine, the good thing about this is when you get this down, brother, you can sell anything you want, anything, because the psychology is the same. See what I'm saying? Right. So now real estate, let's talk about real estate right now. So the first thing in call calling is intro. Intro is huge. Again, I just said it was difficult for me, so it's huge that you guys are on point. When I mean on point, like your energy, your mood, everything, you have to be on point when you get on the phone and you start doing your intro. Why, Antoine? Because the first 5 to 10 seconds on the call, write this down, everybody that's listening. The first 5 to 10 seconds on the call are the ones that are gonna open the door for you for the next 30 to 60 seconds on the call. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that the intro is the most important of the rest of the call, because you can either get blown away real quick and say, no, don't call me, hang up, or you can say, okay, talk to me, what you got, right? So I do want to say a little bit of how my intro goes, so I don't mind saying it so people can, it's really simple, dude. It's really simple. It goes something like this. Hey, Antoine.
Write this down, guys. Don't be inboxing me asking me what he say. Write it down.
So Antoine, I'm gonna do with you a little role play on how the intro goes, just the intro, okay? Oh. Hey, Antoine.
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Hey, yeah, Antoine. Yeah, my name is Manny, and I was just calling about a property here at Bandera Road.
Awesome. What you want to know about it?
Sure, yeah, Antoine. So I just wanted to see if you may consider a cash offer on the property. That's all.
I thought about selling it. Give me your best offer.
Awesome. Big boom. That's it. We're gonna get into that, but that's my intro. Simple as that. It's nothing complicated. I don't go into much detail. I'll just go straight forward. Hey, Antoine. Yes. Property. Yes. Want to sell it? Yes or no?
And what's crazy, we got the similar script, because I don't ask, hey, is this Antoine? I say, hey, Antoine, like I already know you. So instantly, your guards come down, right? And now you become a liar if you say, no, this is not Antoine, because you don't know if I really know you or not.
Yeah.
So I like that, brother. I preach the same thing to my team.
Yes, sir. So intro, guys. Intro is really important. Make sure you get that down. And it's like Antoine is saying, make it a little more like you know the person already. Make it more personal, right? Because assume the sales, assume the transaction, assume that it's already going to happen. So let's keep moving forward. Now, Antoine, on a call calling, there's always a flow. I always say in a call calling, there's have to be a flow. A call calling will never be like this, straight. It will never be like that. There has to be a flow, but you have to be the leader. You have to be the driver, and the homeowner has to be the passenger, and you taking whatever you want to take in, which is from the opening to the closing. All right.
Right.
So let's keep moving forward on the flow. The next one is qualification process. The qualification process, Antoine. I don't know how you do it, but in our I would like to ask you though. But in our company, we like to focus on condition first. And why? Because condition will get the homeowner to talk right about the property. The ones that want to talk, remember, homeowner likes to talk about the property, whether it is good or whether it is bad. They're proud of their assets or what they own. So that's always a good question for me to ask first to get the homeowner to talk. Hey, Mr. Seller, it sounds like a good property again, but what's the condition of the property? Have you done any work to the kitchen or restroom in the last 5 years? And then just be quiet. Just be quiet. Homeowner will talk. Homeowner will tell me what's wrong with the property. Again, they will never tell you exactly what's wrong with the property. That's why you have to be very pushy when it comes down to knowing more details on condition, right? Now, motivation. The second column will be motivation, right? Motivation, why are they looking to sell? Why are they want to sell the property? Why are they looking to sell a property fast, cash, as is, and pay all the closing costs? That's one thing that we have to identify, because they can just go with the realtor, or they can go with their neighbor. Exactly. They can go call because remember, guys, the neighbors, if you know that their neighbor, most of the people are neighbor for 20 years plus, the neighbors usually, at least here in San Antonio, oh yeah, the neighbor wants to buy my property. So why are they going to go to you and not to the neighbor or not to a realtor friend that they know? See what I'm saying? So the third pillar is timeline. Timeline, again, is super important, Antoine, is because it lets me know how motivated and how quick we can make this happen. We can make it.
So do you mind going into timeline? Like, how do you extract timeline without being pushy? Because for me, I can give you my example first. We use holiday milestones to determine the timeline that they be interested in selling. So it's April. So we wanted to figure out a 90-day timeline or a 60-day timeline. I would say, hey, if I can give you the best cash offer possible, and we both come to terms, do you think you'll be ready to move forward before 4th of July? And they head, that's like a mental notation. Oh, that's about 2-3 months. Without saying it, oh shit, man, 4th of July, I'll be ready to move before the end of this month. I need to go. Now you know, okay, this person is a really serious hot lead. Let's push them in the forefront. And then they say, you know what, 4th of July, nah, man, I want to spend 4th of July at my house. In fact, I want to make sure my kids go to school, send them off to college. And after they go off to college this summer, then I'll be open to selling. Now, the VAs could distinguish that, hey, might not be a motivated lead to send over to Manny just yet. Let me hold this and keep nurturing it until I'm ready to give it to Manny.
I see. That's a good way to do it. It's different how we do it. I'll tell you how. I don't mind telling you how we.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This is how we do it. All right, Antoine. So based on the condition that you're telling me, the property might need some work, right? Maybe there's some cracks in the wall, foundation-wise, might need some, some fix now and there. But then also the reason why you're trying to sell is because there's some back taxes and you're just done with the property, right? I'm doing a little role play with you.
Oh, my bad. I looked down at my phone. Yeah. So yeah, okay, cool. I'm behind on my taxes. Yeah, I'm just tired of paying these taxes on this property.
Okay,
actually, my mom died and the property was handed down to me, and I really don't feel like paying these taxes on this property anymore.
Okay, Antoine, hey, look, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you and take that problem off your shoulder. Although, Antoine, I do want to say that when we buy properties, we usually close anywhere from 25 and 35 days. Is that too fast or too slow for you?
That's just perfect for me because that give me time to kind of get some of my mom's stuff out of there. Awesome. And actually call Goodwill to see if they can pick up some stuff to donate.
There you go. Awesome. Well, that's and again, it can be anywhere from 25, 35 days. Again, Antoine, it all depends on the title. If we can get title clear before that, hey, I'll be more than happy to close on the property sooner. But that's just the time frame that average it takes in closing the deal in our office. See, that's how I get the timeline from the homeowner. Now, what happens, Antoine, if the homeowner tells me, which it happens a lot, and it can go either way or it can go positive or negative. Sometimes they tell me, Manny, I need to sell this like in 2 weeks. 25 days, 35 days is too slow for me. I need it fast. So this is where you gotta be quick on your feet. And what are you gonna say to that, right? How are you gonna respond to that? Hey, look, Mr. Seller, I get it. Actually, the fastest I've seen it happen is in 2 weeks. Although it's because the property, the title was super clear and we had no title issues. But again, if your property is in the title is clear, I have no problem closing in 2 weeks. Boom. I just acknowledge that we can, although it depends on the title.
All right. And you always set that expectation up front.
Up
That's a good
front.
rebuttal.
Exactly. I never want to say yes. Man, there's a lot of people out there, dude. Like, I've gone to an appointment where they tell me they can close in 10 days. I'm like, dude, 10 days? Like it just take title anywhere from like 10 days just to clear title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't even say that anymore. All right.
Dude.
I just think that a lot of people just blurting out stuff that can't be, verified. And that's what's putting us in a dark place in wholesaling right now.
Yeah. So that's if the homeowner tells me I want to close fast. Now, what if the homeowner as well tells me, hey, look, 25, 35 days, man, that's too fast for me. I'm looking more to like 45, maybe 60 days. Hey, it's just awesome. You know what? Actually, that's even better. Let me tell you why. Because when we run titles, sometimes, again, as I said, it can take anywhere from 25, 35 days. But that gives me more time for me to make sure that, title's clear and I can get my contractors in the property as well during the meantime. And don't worry, because we can close in your time. But the first step is, Mr. Antoine, is to get the paperwork started right now. That way, when 60 day comes, which is ready to close, and you can collect the money with a cash check or a wire transfer. Which one do you like better?
Right, exactly what I tell them. I always give them their options when it comes to the money. And they
you see what I'm saying? I just make it.
I like that.
I'm just putting in their head like they're gonna get money. They're gonna get money and with a wire transfer or cash check. Which one do you want better, baby? You tell me. Is it? So after we get that down, I go into price. I always go into price. So I read this from the book that I was reading last week, 2 weeks ago, that we can never ever talk about numbers before we build rapport, guys. Don't be that salesman. Don't be that guy that tells the homeowner, hey, $100,000 without knowing the condition, the timeline, the motivation, right? So let's make sure that after we get all that, we tell the homeowner, hey, for the price. This price, it's in our company, when we qualify, that's our last bracket, right? Our last pillar.
Man, that's why y'all crushing it out there, closing deals like that. It sounds like y'all built a well-oiled machine. And hey, I'm amazed. I'm very amazed at the way you guys do business.
Yeah. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
So someone got a question real quick. Tell us about your first deal you closed. We know that it took you 8 months, but tell us the details. Any hiccups you ran into? Did you feel like giving up in between trying to get it closed? Like, give us some details about how that looked for you.
Sure. So Antoine, that was September 2018. I called this lead. It was a beautiful lead, brother, because he had $25,000 back in taxes. The homeowner was dead since 2002. There was an active lawsuit against their daughter.
Wow.
And the property's been vacant since 2002. So when I saw that lead, I was like, man, this is a hot lead. So long story short, I skip traced the property. I found out that the homeowner had 2 kids. One was dead. There was only one alive. So me doing the work, keep tracing. She lived in a little town. It's called College Station in Texas, right here in Texas. It's like an hour and a half from San Antonio. So I called, and the phone number that I had, she's a doctor, by the way. Every time I called to her phone number, her secretary would answer the phone. Alex, I will never forget her name, Alex. Dude. Every time I call and say, hey, man, may I speak with Karen? No, this is Alex. How can I leave your message? I'm like, hey, Alex, just tell Karen that I want to talk to her about the property she has here in San Antonio. Okay, dude, I did that for like 4 months, dude. Every time I call, the Alex will answer the phone. So it was after we went to 10X to Miami.
You was in Miami? I was in Miami.
Yeah. We went there.
Crazy, man. I loved it.
It was. So after that, dude, I came all pumped up. I was like, look, I got my follow-ups here. Let me get into my follow-ups. It wasn't a Saturday. I remember. I'm never gonna forget that day because that was the day that made it happen. So I called. I didn't do some more skip tracing. I did some more skip tracing, and I found Karen's husband's phone number. Okay. So wow. I called Karen's husband. I was like, hey, look, I'm looking to speak with Miss Karen. I believe she's your wife. Oh yeah. She's my wife. Why do you want to talk to her? Well, because she has a property here in San Antonio that I believe she inherited from her mom, and I'm just looking to see if she wants a cash offer for the property. And by the way, I don't know if she knows there's an active lawsuit against her name. Dude, when I say that, she go, oh, really? Well, let me have her call you right back, dude. Like an hour later, she calls me. I was like, wow, let's go. So anyway, long story short, I talked to Karen. She said, look, Manny, I don't know if you can close on the property because there is some title issue, which there was with Medicare.
Yeah,
You know,
Medicaid.
Medicare. You know, when some people die, they put the liens on the property and things
Yeah.
like that. So she's like, I really don't know if you can buy it because there is a lien of $100 and something thousand on the property. The lien's worth more than what the property is. I'm like, look, let me just try it out. We specialize in this. Don't worry, we're gonna help you clear title. She go for it, dude. We got it for 35. AFV was like 160, so you can imagine it only needed about what like 30, 40, like 35 in rehab. So it was a great deal, dude. And we closed it like 30 days later.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy, man.
So that was
And
the first one, dude. And that was the one that was like, man, like I got it. I was like, this is possible. And then from now on, it's just history, you know.
well, see your willingness to keep pushing forward, even once somebody told you that, hey, man, it's a lien on this property worth more than a house. Most people, not all people, most people just say, man, fuck that shit. Let me go
Yeah,
find something else
yeah,
because I don't have time to figure this out.
yeah. But I
And
kept going.
that's what separate people like you from the normal people, the willingness and the grit to never give up.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right, buddy. And then and yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I felt so many times like, man, I wanted to quit. Like I wanted to like because it wasn't happening, dude. It wasn't happening. Like it wasn't not happening. I was like, why is not happening? I'm putting the work.
Man,
I'm calling, and I'm like, I'm doing everything it takes. And I was like, and then Charles, you know, like shout out again to Mr. Charles, Papa Charles is like, hey, bro, you just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going. And then Michael sent things like, bro, just keep going, keep going. And then it happened. And then again, from there, it was just like, man, it was easier. You know?
I mean, let me tell you something about failure, right? You should appreciate failure
Yeah.
because without failure, you won't recognize or appreciate success. It's the same
Right.
concept of good and evil. Without evil, there's no value to good
Yep.
because there's nothing to compare it to, right?
Yeah, that's
So
a nugget
I
right
tell,
there.
yeah, that's a nugget. I tell people all the time, you know, trust the process, accept failures, and
Yeah.
know that failures is nothing more than just making you tighten up. So when you do get on the up and up, you do become successful, you'll recognize that this is success and you'll push forward, right? And
Sure.
so many people come along the way with this real estate stuff and they quit in 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, not knowing that, hey, the process just started for you, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's timeline to success is completely different. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to embrace uh, hard times and struggle and failure.
Yep. Yep.
And at the end of the tunnel, once you see the light, it's going to be so fulfilling and so rewarding. You will never want to go back to where you was at first. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yep.
that's why I appreciate every day I wake up. That's why I appreciate everybody I surround myself around because I have a story. I Nobody's never really heard my official story, right? They heard the good stuff, they heard some of the bad stuff, but if I really sat down and my wife's talking to me about, maybe I should put out my my official story, it will make a lot of people cry, right? The stuff
Yeah.
that I've been through. But I just don't want to kind of lead with that because that's what everybody's doing right now. I just want to be straight, not positive and nuggets.
Right. 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 No, and I'm with you 100%. I agree that, bro. Failure is what's going to build your character, and failure is
Yeah,
what's going to build your personality and determine what kind of person you're going to be in the area that you're working on, which in this case is real estate, right? And that's what it kind of got me to where I'm at right now. Antoine, come on, how many deals have you know, this close to close, and then all of a sudden they crack, like they fell apart? Like it happens.
man, bunch. Like
It
I'll
happens.
be here
Like,
a liar telling you, oh, I'm crushing and I'm closing everything and coming across my plate. We got
yeah.
like 12 deals and escrow that's been sitting there for no reason. And the truth of the matter is, I tell people this when I see a newbie get excited about getting their first deal in the contract, I say, now go get four more because it's a possibility that half them deals not going to make it to escrow and close.
Yep.
And then they give up because they only focus on that one deal. They stop
Mm-hmm.
marketing. They stop talking to people every day, and they just looking forward to this $20,000 check they think they're about to get in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so
I can see
continue
we got
to push forward. Yeah, someone asked this question. What is your reply when a seller tells you he has a better offer from someone else down the street? They keep getting that question.
So I like that, right? That's for me. That's not a how do I say it. Um, I don't take that question too serious because I know that it can be a lie. You know, it can be a white
Right.
lie.
It's a bluff.
So that's why I don't take it too serious. What I like to do is, guys, Jack Wilson, put the seller on the spot. Okay, put the
Right.
seller on the spot. Don't be afraid because they're trying to put you on the spot by asking, by telling you this. No, flip it back to it. I always say is if you find yourself with the gun pointing at you, find a way to flip it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the way to answer that is, hey, look, Mr. Seller, I get it. You have an offer with somebody down the street. Now, if you haven't met the homeowner in person, what I like to do is, I'm just Seller, look, let me show you. Remember, we have an office, we have a company, so we have a little more credibility when it comes down to talking to the homeowner because I use my office and I use my company's name as a leverage to close these deals. So I tell him, hey, look, I get it. You know, you might have an offer from the guy down the street, but I don't know if you know who I am. Again, my name is Manny. I'm with a company that buys anywhere from 15, 20 properties per month. And not just San Antonio. We buy in Houston, Dallas, Corpus Christi, El Paso, Laredo. So we're doing this all over Texas. We have the funds ready in place to go ahead and close your property. I don't know how much they offer you. I'd like to know though. But before we get into that, I mean, I'm a legit business. I'm in place. I'm a business here. I have an office. You can come to my office, meet in person. And actually, I'd like to meet you tomorrow at 2. That way you can know you know who you're talking to, and then that way I can make you a better cash offer on what you got.
Right.
See, I'll go a little farther than that offer. I acknowledge that they got an offer, but now let me meet you in person. Let me attack you in person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I like it. I like it. I like the transparency. Man, brother, this has been a crazy episode, man. I ain't gonna hold you too long. Do you
Yeah,
have anything you want to tell anything about? Like, are you working on something? You got something you want to, put out there?
yeah,
Do you have a meetup you want to talk about? Like anything
yeah.
you want to talk about, you got the
Sure.
floor.
Sure. So, yes, guys. So, home buying, home selling solution. We're building our association. That's I would like everybody to go ahead and join our association because Antoine, we're trying to build something great. Where investor like yourself, like ourselves, get together, grow together, and not just in Texas, all over the nation. So, I'll encourage everybody to go ahead and join that. Charles, Michael, and myself, Frank, we're working on some education programs where we can talk about disposition, acquisition, subject to. We're big in subject to, right?
Right, right.
Wrapping around mortgages, apartments. So I'll encourage you guys again, go ahead and sign up and go to the association. And in my end with the company as well, Antoine, we're jumping into the Latino community. So we're gonna have HBHS Latino coming up very, very soon.
Man, hey, bro, it's not to cut you off, man. I seen y'all do a Spanish meetup, right? Man, I
So
said,
yeah,
good
that's
God
something.
Almighty, everyone was packed. I said, dang.
That's you already know. You already know. So that's something we're working in. Spanish, my first language. So
Yeah.
we already did one, Antoine, in Dallas. It was great turnout. And in Spanish, it was beautiful. So we're looking to do more like in Houston, San Antonio as well. And we'll come up. You guys will see. We'll come up with more stuff to offer to the audience. And then if y'all want to reach out to me, I'm always an open book, buddy. An open book. Any question you guys have, you can reach out to me at Manny Cash Houses, and on IG, and then on Facebook again. Any deal, anything you want to talk about, real estate related, of course, reach out to me. So,
Awesome. Man, it's been a pleasure, man.
of
Once
course,
this coronavirus stuff in, man, I got to come down to San Antonio,
you
man, and
have
check
to
my
come down
people
here.
out, man.
Matter of fact, look, I'm telling you right now, Michael and Charles, if you guys are watching this, when Corona is over, Antoine, if you come to San Antonio, you're gonna be in our podcast. So you're gonna be in our podcast when you
Hey, I
come down.
can't wait, man. I'll fly down, man. Man, you guys are awesome, especially Charles. Like, uh, I talked to him at Host Scalen too, and then I had a chance to talk to Mike for a little bit, and I said to myself, like, man, who are these guys? Like, why they so happy? Like, it made me reevaluate who I am as a person, right?
Yeah,
I want to be that happy. I want to be able to approach people that way.
yeah.
And yeah, I look up to you guys, so I
Hey,
appreciate you
brother,
guys,
again,
man.
thank you so much. It means a lot to me to be here talking to you. Say hello to your wife. I know she's
I
bad
sure
at
will.
it.
She back home. I'm in Pennsylvania handling business, but yeah, she
Buddy.
back
Well,
home.
thank you again. I appreciate you. All right.
I appreciate you. Tomorrow, I'll be back on. I'm trying to do my Nothing But Nugget show twice a week to get up enough episodes to put on all of the podcast platforms. So
Okay.
tomorrow I will have my guy Lars. He's from Cuba. He
I'll
lives
tell
in
him.
Tampa Springs, Florida right now. He owns a cigar shop. He owns cigar factories. I met him by just being a customer, and I watched how he he started off as a small guy. Now he's blown up to be the hottest thing in the country when it comes to handcraft cigars. And we're going to be talking to him about his struggles when he first came here with nothing. How did he get here? Because the U.S. wasn't allowing people to migrate here from Cuba.
Yeah.
I think his family won the lottery like this. I never knew this. So, and then we're going to be talking about how he created his business and how he turned his passion into profits. And now he's doing what he loves to do. He's making a shit ton of money. And like I said, he has factories in Nicaragua. He has factories in other parts of South America that produce the finest tobacco in the world. So
I saw you posting, and I went into his page. I'm like, man, this dude is big time on the cigar industry. So
yeah, he like to plug his cigars. So I'm trying to broaden my show up. Listen, if you're an executive, a CEO, a person who helps run a Fortune 500 company, an entrepreneur outside of real estate, I want to interview you. If you're watching this, you know someone that's really influential. I want to interview. I want to broaden up the show. I just don't want to just make it about real estate. There's a million real estate podcasts. I want the Nothing But Nuggets show to be a household show. So I'm gonna continue to bring good quality people. I appreciate you, Manny. I see you in due time. Tell everybody in San Antonio I said hello.
For sure, bro. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.